What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. My name is Hugh and you're watching Paper Talk. We are back again. Bright and early afternoon to bring you the latest breaking news for that ass and see exactly what's making their back pages in the most fraudulent publications available to man. We buy them so that you don't have to. Love to your mothers. I hope you're all doing well. We have got plenty to be going through this afternoon. It has been one of the most fraudulent periods of time in the history of the game. These are still turbulent times though, so I hope you are looking after each other. Much love to all of you for joining me. Please do raise your espresso emojis and take a sip. It may well be early morning for you somewhere. It may well be evening, wherever you are watching from. I see you, fraud gang, gang, gang. Fraudification squad, love to your mothers as well. Please do turn those notifications on. YouTube are fighting against us. The truth will not be stopped. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new and drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. But for now, as I say, plenty of fraudulent publications to be going through, including the Times, the Daily Star, the Daily Mirror, the Financial Times, the Daily Mail and the Guardian. It's not always daily, but when it is, it's daily, like Paper Talk. It's daily, like Thompson. Let's get down to business and head straight over. Because as I say, it has been a long couple of days in the world of football. Fan power and a fair dose of what we can call media propaganda, if we're honest, has left the European Super League plans in absolute tatters. The big six clubs' chief executives have all been stripped of their roles on the Premier League Strategic Advisory Group. And there's been a protest at Carrington today, Manchester United's training ground. Fans voicing their opinions and saying that the power needs to be given back. Taken, if anything. Today we're going to be having a look at the apology tour, which has started. Because this here is the continuation of a major backlash. In this video, we are going to be reviewing. Let's have a look at this fraud. And reacting to some of the statements that are coming out of these clubs as the true price of their actions, and of course the conversations as to what the punishments they should serve begins to unravel. All that and more on Paper Talk. Please do smash the hell out of the like button and let me know your thoughts in the comment section as we go through some simply breathtaking news in the footballing world. Let's start on the back page of the Daily Mirror. I'm going to flip over here so that I can just read through. But as you can see, for a couple of days now, the Mirror has been dominated. The papers in general, front and back, have been dominated by the news that fans of United, for the first time in God knows how long, warning that the English game can no longer be bullied by billionaire vultures. You're not singing anymore. Manchester City and Chelsea were the first to quit. Are they the real heroes of football? In this video, I want you to consider whether the fight actually has just begun and whether those who have come running with the tail between their legs, grovelling, deserve their place in our beautiful game. European Super League. It's a major surrender as United chief Ed Woodward quits. Chelsea and Manchester United leading a mass exodus. The back of the Times saying Super League collapses as clubs bow to fan fury. Amazing picture of Petr Cech, who was just surrounded. The technical director attempted to calm fans and they acted swiftly. The Financial Times today. Front page of the Financial Times. Huge implications for the financial world. Says early bath for Super League as most football clubs pull out after backlash. The reversals come in after frantic behind-the-scenes discussions at the Super League clubs following international condemnation over their involvement in a project that threatened to overturn the hierarchy of the world's most popular sport. Let's go and have a listen to what John Henry's had to say today. This is a 2-minute video. We'll watch it through and react as we see fit.
I want to apologize to all the fans, supporters of Liverpool Football Club for the disruption I caused over the past 48 hours. Goes without saying, but should be said, that the project put forward was never going to stand without the support of the fans. No one ever thought differently in England. Over these 48 hours, you were very clear that it would not stand.
You know, I've got to stop this immediately because the first thing that comes to mind is across the board, the people who have not been consulted are the people that they are now admitting, or at least telling us, that they knew wouldn't approve of this all along. It's very confusing.
I heard you. And I want to apologize to Jurgen, to Billy, to the players, and to everyone who worked so hard at LFC to make our fans proud. They have absolutely no responsibility for this disruption. They were the most disrupted, and unfairly so. This is what hurts most. They love your club and work to make you...
Okay, so it hurts that they've let the players and or managers down by not telling them what's been going on as well. I'm sorry, but I refuse to believe that they had no idea. That's the first thing. But to try and absolve them of any guilt, that's fine. They are trying to take all... He's trying to take all the guilt. At least he's trying to deflect away from any negativity that managers or anybody else involved may take. I'm sorry, but it's not just one person making all the decisions. There will be plenty of people involved in this and plenty of people would have known, but okay.
Proud every single day. I know the entire LFC team has the expertise, leadership, and passion necessary to rebuild trust and help us move forward.
Rebuilding trust is going to be key, isn't it? It's going to be key. Is it going to be possible? Is it possible? I'm sorry to say this, but for plenty of people, they've had enough of you. Regardless of the success that you've brought to the club, you've brought shame. You've brought shame to the club. Remember, let's not forget, and we will go to the other club statements as well. We're going to go through Arteta's as well. We're going to go through Glazer's as well. Don't think anyone's getting away with this scot-free. No fucking way. Sorry, excuse my French. This apology is kind of futile. It's kind of, it's just fucking irrelevant. It's pointless. You're actually only making me focus on the negative things that you've done. Trying to trademark the city's name for a start. That was incredible. Scenes of glorious emotion. There are plenty of other fraudulent movements that FSG in general have tried to make that have brought the club's name into disrepute. And this should be the final straw. Will it be? I don't know.
More than a decade ago, when we signed up for the challenges associated with football, we dreamed of what you dreamed of, and we've worked hard to improve your club. Our work isn't done, and I hope you'll understand that even when we make mistakes, we're trying to work in your club's best interests.
Okay, so seems to be the common message that I'm hearing. They had the common man's interest at heart. You had the common person's interest at heart. You had the club's best interest at heart. The clubs are founded and based off the community. That's how Liverpool and all these clubs have become these incredible institutions, which make billions of pounds for these fucking knobheads. Right? Trying to actually convince people that you're about the fans when you had the audacity, Liverpool, Spurs, Manchester City. Listen, this is an absolute joke. It's unbelievable that we could be fooled, and we're going to have to go into more detail about this because it's just got me. Do you know how much money they spend in the transfer window? People say net spend and all this. Oh, it's really impressive. The football, it's not Liverpool. I'm talking about football in general. £1.3 billion was spent on transfers in 3 months across a fucking global pandemic. It makes my blood boil. Fucking hell, it's unbelievable. The audacity of these people, the audacity of the lies coming out of your mouth, deceitful little fucks. When Newcastle were the first ones to furlough Dons, everyone ran to Mike Ashley. Liverpool did it, Tottenham did it, Bournemouth did it, Norwich did it, Sheffield United did it. You all furloughed staff. You're all owned by multi-millionaires, if not billionaires. And you only turned around, did a fucking backtracking because of the backlash, because of the public backlash. Trying to convince me that football or football clubs or football owners are fucking for the fans is a joke. Taxpayers are still paying the fucking bill for West Ham Stadium, mate. What are you on about? You've been exploiting people left, right and centre. 6 months ago, remember? 6 months ago. Premier League clubs, 19 out of 20 voted for actually charging fans £15 a game to watch your fucking team from home during a global pandemic when most people have fucking got no job and they're already struggling, yeah? 19 out of 20 Premier League clubs voted for that. You're a disgrace. Trying to tell me you're for the people, all running to do fucking public PR with your tail right between your legs. Where was this love for the fans talk when you were ramping up ticket prices? Huh? Where was that? Where was the love for the fans when they were rearranging fixtures at random times so that people who actually go into games have no chance of actually getting there? Where was that? We need to actually wake up to the fact that these billionaire dons owning these clubs, they own the game as well, and their sole purpose is generating more money. They'll try and convince you that this was a PR, this is some kind of project that was going to be in the interest of your club. It may well have been in the interest of your club individually, but for the game itself, there's no way you can tell me that this is good. And as long as these people are around, they will be back. Make no mistake, they will be back trying to make this or something just like it happen again. Let's carry on with this, Don.
In this endeavor, I've let you down.
Do you reckon?
Again, I'm sorry, and I alone am responsible for the unnecessary negativity brought forward over the past couple of days. It's something I won't forget.
Good.
And shows the power that fans have today and will rightly continue to have.
Yes. This is the key. This is the key. All right? If you're a Leicester City supporter, you're off. This is not for you. Every other fucker else, every one of you, 19 others, all right? You have a responsibility to give it to your club because your club doesn't give a shit about you. I don't care what they say. They're trying to milk you. Even Leicester, they want your money, but Leicester, at least, they're giving you free beers, free donuts. There's a bit of a community thing going on there, and they had the decency about them to say, do you know what? People who watch Premier League football have to pay through the nose anyway. How dare you try and come together, the round table come together and all vote. We need more money out of them. We need more money out of them. Do not trust this Don. Do not trust any of these Dons, because billionaires do not get rich by sharing, by being for the people. Make no mistake, they become rich by having workers on minimum wage or less.
One thing this horrible pandemic has clearly shown, it's how crucial fans are to our sport and to every sport.
Do you know what makes me laugh as well? I love this. I love this. I love this. I heard this Rio Ferdinand, one of the best defenders I've ever seen. Also, a very questionable character who has a history of, let's say, questionable activities. Making questionable statements is bound to happen when it is quite clear that you are part of the problem. And unfortunately, as much as you try and ingrain yourself in this world of being a man of the people, the fact of the matter is, mate, that you are part of the 1%. So it is incredible to hear things coming out of your mouth like, the best thing about this game is that there's no fans here and you can hear everything going on. I keep hearing from others. It's not just Rio. I keep hearing from others. Football is nothing without the fans. Bro, we haven't had fans there for nearly 2 years. Football's doing just fucking fine. What you on about? Top level football is doing fine. You're all still making money. The TV sponsorship deals have still been in place. And you're still trying to milk people more when most of them are sat at home, got no job, haven't been able to leave, getting questioned when they go to the shop. Yeah? Oh, fucking do me a favour. You did not come rich by being ethical. Yeah? You did not become rich by being ethical. Pull the other one.
It's shown in every empty stadium. It's been an incredibly tough year for all of us. Virtually no one unaffected. It's important that the Liverpool football family remain intact, vital, and committed to what we've seen from you globally with local gestures of kindness and support.
And that is the amazing thing about a situation like this. I've never been involved in a wartime, but this is one time when local people have come together and helped each other. There are people who live near me who can't help themselves and haven't been able to get the help that they need. Neighbours help. People are looking out for each other. For a billionaire, and when I say billionaire, this man is these men are all multi-billionaires. To sit there and say that their lives have been difficult, that their lives have been affected as well, and to almost look for pity. To me, you're a fucking laughing. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable. If you save £50,000 a year, and I mean you have the ability to actually put £50,000 a year away, and like most people just won't ever be able to do that. But if you make enough money to be able to save £50,000 after tax, of course, it would take you 20,000 years to become a billionaire off your savings. 20,000 years. So these people are happy to step on toes, to use all loopholes possible, whether it be tax havens or just milking the common man for as much as they can and more. Because obviously the sole purpose is more money.
I can promise you I will do whatever I can to further that. Thanks for listening.
Okay, well, that was John Henry. We're going to move the situation over. I'm not going to do Pep Guardiola first. I'm going to do Mikel Arteta. Arteta has been answering questions. I am going to very briefly read the super chats as well. Much love to everyone who has left them. Mark Garside saying broadcasters were united against the European Super League because they feared that there would be no TV rights available. A European Super League would be direct subscription via an app. I think it's quite important that we talk about the potential positives of a European Super League. Why were so many against it? Who would it benefit? We talk a lot about the game needing to move forward, and we've seen the conversation moving towards the likes of Amazon, Facebook, YouTube, Google, and whoever else getting involved to help deal with ridiculous subscription fees to things like Sky, BT, Amazon. The whole thing altogether costs more than a season ticket to Arsenal, and that in itself is fucking expensive. If you wanted to watch every game whilst we were getting charged £15 a game on top of those subscription fees, you have to be quite well off to watch football, meaning by its very definition, it is no longer a working class man's game. I've seen fans in America and Canada tell me that DAZN offer a $15 a month subscription where you can watch NFL, NBA, MLS, Premier League, Champions League, boxing, UFC, and more. So for the price of one game during the global pandemic, you could get a month's worth of sport until you couldn't watch anymore. That is a more attractive proposition, and clearly one that more people worldwide would sign up to, and that is clearly where all this is coming from. It is money motivated, but it would benefit those who were involved. What we're going to hear from Mikel Arteta now, I believe, having seen some quotes from today, I have not watched this, but having seen some quotes from today, is some very interesting points of view. I'm not sure exactly where he stands on it, but we will find out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As I say, please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, and drop the video a like as well. It helps the channel out massively. YouTube will be fighting against the truth. We're not allowed to question anything anymore, remember? Your support is appreciated, because often these type of things will get buried, especially if we're using the actual interviews. CJ Morg says, the cost of this super chat would only entitle me to 33% of a Premier League pay-per-view game. Enough said. Much love for getting involved, mate. Harry Kingham says, see you at the protest tomorrow. Up the Gooners. Now, for legal purposes, I don't know what you're talking about, but I am going to be going for a walk at about 6 p.m. In and around the Emirates. I guess around the Emirates, not in. But yeah, it would be funny if I bumped into you there, wouldn't it? It would be funny if you brought your friend, or 5 of them. It would be a great shame if there were no people there, because this is a fantastic opportunity to go for a walk and exercise your vocal cords. Steve Crow says, Hugh, my favourite fraud. Does the European Super League collapsing have any bearing on a new Saudi bid for Newcastle? What are your thoughts? Okay, my thoughts are, it is quite clear, especially now, given what we've seen unfold, that the Big Six had the sole intention of keeping everybody else out and making as much money for themselves as possible. And part of that would have been convincing the Premier League that Newcastle ownership threatened that in some way. Financial fair play, I believe, initially was set up to stop other people from getting to the top. I'm sure that people can see, if you have enough logic about you, that the Premier League in itself is not as open as it would appear to be. We, laugh at MLS and the fact that there is no promotion or relegation, but the reality is that the financial doping that's taken place in the Premier League over the last 25, 30 years has led to a situation where it is almost impossible for the best clubs to get relegated, simply because they have pumped so much money into the club. as a result, the likelihood of Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal actually getting relegated is extremely low. And so it means that even though it is a true competition, it's actually quite unlikely that anyone else can make ends towards the top. Leicester is an anomaly. It is an anomaly. And people point to Blackburn, obviously weren't around at the time because Blackburn basically bought their way to a league title. Anyhow, we will move to Mikel Arteta, who is taking the stand.
I'm very good, thank you. The good news, we won't be talking about the ESL in these questions, just the football. So we've seen the team news ahead of the game 5 key.
No.
We're not getting the results that we...
Team news, irrelevant.
Come next to Darmish at Sky.
Thank you.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I know it's been an extraordinary week, one probably you've never experienced before, but can you tell us from your perspective when and how you found out that Arsenal was signed up to this European Super League?
Yeah, I found out just a little bit before that the news were leaked, and then everything was complete.
Okay. The search for the truth means that we have to study words. Words are crucial. They are really crucial. It is incredibly important to be able to express yourself. It's a beautiful thing. It's also, I think, a great skill to be able to untangle words and spot the difference between the truth, the whole truth, someone being candid, someone not lying but withholding, and it is crucial to understand the source. Let's look at the source. Who is this? This is the face of Arsenal Football Club, the very club who 2 minutes ago were guilty of being one of the 12 dickheads that actually put their name to this fraudulent Ponzi scheme. This is their representative. We have to take his words with a pinch of salt. I like Mikel Arteta. He seems like a really nice guy. He's also very smart. He's also very careful with his words. And he's also extremely intelligent. He speaks a number of languages. And in listening to that very statement, that very sentence just there, I can tell he's not lied at all. But what is he telling us?
Perspective, when and how you found out that Arsenal was signed up to this.
When did you find out?
Yeah, I found out just a little bit before that the news were leaked.
Just a little bit before the news was leaked. What could that mean? That could mean anything. That could mean 6 months ago or 6 minutes. I don't know.
And then everything was completely out of controls, and the world reacted in a really unified manner. So not really time to think about it, reflect, evaluate or anything, because by the time that was out, a big tsunami already came onto it and basically killed it.
Okay. It really does sound, of course, like we have to take this source with a pinch of salt, because already I'm just getting the sense that not necessarily that he's on board, but that, remember, he is the face of Arsenal Football Club. And much as I said before, Arsenal are one of a number of clubs who are owned by a man whose sole intention is to accumulate and generate more money. That means, my friends, we have to tread carefully here. This is not over. These people will come again. It didn't work this time. But maybe they will try a new way. Maybe there is a different option. The tsunami that he's talking about is something that Florentino Perez said was like an attack. He said that it was like they had killed someone. He said he had never felt a response like it. Let me just go through a couple of the comments. Jacob C saying, watching the John Henry video, the way he says LFC instead of Liverpool shows how little he knows that club, that local community, Liverpool. Arteta said leaked, which implies he knew, says DDMK 1985. And Andrew Robertson says, have you seen Boris is looking is looking to a British Super League with Scotland, etc. What's your opinion on that? Also, did you see Brendan Rodgers' interview? We will be watching that. Dr. El Taib, much love for getting involved, bro. He says, do you think the 50+1 rule is the answer for the Premier League? It is probably the only answer in giving fans back the power that we need. Jeremy Cashin saying, much love, best to do it on YouTube. My son, my fraudulent friend, of course, your favourite YouTuber's favourite football YouTuber. I see you. Okay. Arteta, speak.
Arsenal as a board have since apologised. Who from the board has spoken to you and what have they said?
Well, Vinay spoke to me and explained a little bit what was happening, the process just before that was announced, and he was very clear and transparent with me. So I understand the reasons why we could not know. Obviously, we were not involved in the decision, and we understand the logics of it.
Okay, so we understand. Okay, right. Is he saying, I understand why we couldn't be told? It sounds like he's saying that. It also sounds like he's saying he understands the logic of the decision. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you, right? From an Arsenal perspective, the logic in this decision is we become part of the elite. Financially, we protect our own interests. There are huge sums given out just for entry into this European Super League. If we're being told the right figures, it's up to and including the £350 million entry fee, the £100 million guaranteed money, plus the sponsor. It's a lot of money, which would wipe out huge amounts of debt that these clubs are keen to tell us that they have. That would benefit those clubs. Make no mistake about it, that would benefit those clubs. But the amazing thing is, this is one of those situations where the greater good really is more important. And people, even Arsenal fans, to be fair to them, even Arsenal fans, have seen that that is more important. The destruction that this could potentially cause however, fact of the matter is they've been caught red-handed. Is Arteta actually being as critical as I need him to be of this right now, though?
Has anyone apologised to you and the players?
Yes. Starting from Vinay, the ownership, and everybody that is involved in the process.
Okay, so immediately there we have guilt. That's beautiful. I've got everybody that was involved in the process, Vinay, and the owner. So this is already at least 3 to 4 people. That is the minimum that is involved, okay? We've got Stan apologising, we've got Vinay apologising, and we've got everybody that was involved in the process. The process, did you hear that? Oh my fucking God. Is that the process? Oh, Jesus Christ.
We understand the logics of it. Starting from Vinay, the ownership, and everybody that is involved in the process.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my good God! No. Am I? Arsenal fans have been told this whole season to trust the process. Is this the process that we were supposed to be trusting?
The ownership and everybody that is involved in the process, all of them with the right intentions to defend the club and put the club in the best possible position for now and for the future.
Do you see it? We are being convinced that this is the best for the club. And this is why I say it is very important, and I want you to have balanced opinion. I want you to have both sides of the story so that you can make your own mind up. But Arsenal fans have been told to trust the process. Was this the process all along? Did it actually matter that Arsenal Football Club had fallen to the heady heights of 16th in the Premier League table, or have drifted into fucking mid-table mediocrity and obscurity? Did it matter that they were losing game after game when the process was coming together? We were going to be in the top six, or the breakaway six that made their way into the European Super League.
But accepting that the way it's been handled obviously has had terrible consequences. The position for now and for the future, the club, all of them with the right intentions.
Do you hear it? Trying to convince us that this was the best thing to do, trying to convince us that this is the right thing to do, is something that kids do, right? When they get caught doing something they shouldn't have done. I did it, they'll say. I did it, but it was because X, right? It was because X made me do it. This guy made me do it. That guy influenced me, but I was only trying to help you. I did it because I was trying to... No. They're not really owning this. They're trying to explain that this was the best thing to do.
Involved in the process, all of them with the right intentions to defend the club and put the club in the best possible position. You
know, that is not going to wash. That's not going to wash. That is like me saying, do you know what? I robbed a bank and I got caught. I'm really sorry. Yes, I'm a millionaire already, but I was going to give 25% to charity. Yeah. I was trying to help the kids. I was trying to do the best for the kids. Yeah. I was trying to help people. That's why I needed to do it. Best intentions. I had my best intentions. I really was trying to help. I was trying to give back to the community. That's what we do. And I was trying to put myself in the best position so that I could help the community again in the future. And yes, it will drip feed out to the other charities because that's what I do. You know, I'm a charitable guy. The bank that I robbed. Oh, mate, it's a mess.
For now and for the future, but accepting that the way it's been handled obviously has had terrible consequences.
Can I just clarify to anyone that actually thinks I'm a millionaire? I'm nowhere near a millionaire, yeah? Fucking hell, you're having a laugh. You don't even like the videos. How would I be a millionaire, you clown? Subscribe to the channel. Fucking hell, support your boy, yeah? Madness. Is Hugh a millionaire? Fucking clueless, mate. I didn't even have a bed 4 years ago, bro. Fix up, yeah? No ads on my channel for 7 years. I've watched... There are ads on the channel now, yeah? Like the video. Cheers.
and that it was a mistake. And I have to really respect that when people has genuine intentions to do the best for this football club. But if it doesn't happen, if it's not the right thing to do, they can stand up here and apologize. And I think, I'm talking for myself, I think the players and the staff and everybody working at the club, we have to accept that and move on, because the way it's been handled, I think it's been really good internally.
You've named Vinay there.
Wait, what? Sorry, wait, what? It's been handled really well. Wait, what?
The consequences and that it was a mistake. and I have to really respect that when people has genuine intentions to do the best for this football club. But if it doesn't happen, if it's not the right thing to do, they can stand up here and apologize.
Okay, this is it. Basically, we are supposed to forgive these people. We're supposed to believe that because you're fucking having a laugh, mate. I don't trust any of them. Do you know what? I knew it. I just knew it. Unfortunately, mate, the soul of the club has left. It's left the building. Arsenal are in tatters. A shadow, not only of the side that they were on the pitch, but also the morals and all that, the class that they talk about is long gone. I actually cannot believe the audacity of the club, especially the likes of Vinay, who had the cheek to come out and do interviews where he said, even though this was the most difficult year in memory, that he was determined to do things the right way for the people.
And I think, I'm talking for myself, I think the players and the staff and everybody working at the club, we have to accept that and move on, because the way it's been handled, I think it's been really good internally.
You've named Vinay there. Was there any communication from Stan Kroenke or from Josh Kroenke directly?
Yes, I had some communication with them as well. I spoke with them yesterday. That communication was in the same terms. And as always, every time we need something and every time that something is happening, they are straight away ready to act, to give the answers that they can do, to give us the support that they can do. And they've done it again.
And was there an apology forthcoming from them as well?
Absolutely. Obviously, they are the maximum responsibles to run the football club, and this is what they said: apologize for disturbing the team. We've done that, not having the capacity or the ability to communicate in a different way earlier, and explain the reasons why, and pass on my message to the players, and that's all you can ask for. And the way they've done it, I have to accept it completely.
In the past few days, we've seen fans protesting against their own clubs. It's expected that Arsenal fans may protest ahead of the game against Everton. How much damage do you think has been done between Arsenal and their fans? And what do you think can be done to repair that damage? Because is there now a...
Okay, so it's very interesting. Everybody seems to have this protest on the tongue. The reporter asking Arteta about a protest that is apparently happening at the Emirates at 6 p.m. on Friday before the Everton game.
mistrust?
Well, I think this has given a big lessons, and it shows the importance of football in the world. And it shows that the soul of this sport belongs to the fans. And that's it.
That's correct.
And
as long as you know that,
during
that's
this
cool.
pandemic, for a year, we've been trying to sustain this industry with no fans in the stadium. But when the fans have to come out and talk, they've done really loud and clear, and they send probably the strongest message that has ever been sent in football world. And every club, leaving their interests apart, have done the right thing, which is they are the ones, we have to listen to them, we put it aside, and in 24 hours, they kill the project. So that's a massive statement, I think, for the history of football.
Final one for me, Mikel. There's talk about sanctions against the so-called Big Six, that with the other 14 clubs discussing possible sanctions as well. Could any of the so-called Big Six have any argument if there were sanctions, be it fines, be it points reductions?
I don't know the legal details to respond to that question. Obviously, when you act, when you make the decision, there are always consequences, but I don't know the extent of those consequences. I think here we have to as well understand the principle and the reason why those clubs were trying to achieve something, but if it wasn't done in the right way, yeah, there is always consequences, and we're going to have to accept them if there are.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darmish.
Thank you.
Ian Abrahams, Talksport.
Hi, Mikel. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Can I ask you why you thought your club, among the 6 English clubs, thought it was a good idea to join this European Super League when if Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich were never going to join it, it was never going to happen?
Well, I don't know, but I know the people who works in the organization, and first of all, they are very caring for the interests of the football club, and secondly, they are very intelligent and professional people. So I'm sure that they have the right reasons to start something.
What people need to understand, right, is there are probably good reasons why the clubs that backed out when they did. Does it make sense for Manchester City, who've spent so long fighting UEFA and are doing so well right now, to potentially cancel their involvement in those competitions? PSG and Bayern and Chelsea and City do not need the money like the rest. It is mad that this manager in his first job is having to take this responsibility, especially if he didn't really know about it. But let's not forget that he is the face of the evil that we're fighting against. Yeah.
But it clearly didn't work, or it wasn't the right time, it wasn't done the right way, and it was time to step back. And as well, it says a lot about the people who are...
So it wasn't the right time, it wasn't the right way. So they're going to find another time, and they're going to try and do it another way.
involved in those decisions, again, to undo something straight away, and show the importance to the people that really have the importance in this industry, which is the fans, and the reason why we are all sitting here.
I think you're right in praising the fans for having their voice and their voice being heard, but the genie in a way is out of the bottle now, and I think most people would consider that, be it in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, however long, another proposal for a different Super League and a different guise, maybe correcting some of the problems that this one came up with, will come to the table. And eventually, do you see it actually happening? Maybe, obviously not in this guise, but in another guise.
Football will evolve, for sure.
Did you hear this? Remember what I said earlier, lads. Listen to the words. Listen to the words that you're being told. Obviously, when people have ulterior motives and they're put on the stand, it is absolutely essential that you speak what is commonly known as legalese, where you protect your intentions or your true agenda by speaking the truth but not being completely candid. And you can tell from the body language here the instant reaction that Mikel Arteta makes when he's asked, is this going to happen in the future? It's a simple yes or no answer, mate. It's either yes or no. There is no need for hesitation, there is no need for you to deflect, and there is no need for you to give us cryptic answers like football will evolve. That is you basically admitting that this will be tried again.
Problems that this one came up with will come to the table, and eventually, do you see it actually happening? Maybe, obviously not in this guise, but in another guise.
Do you see it actually happening?
Football will evolve, for sure, like any other sport, and like any other aspect in this life, like technology, that the way we interact with each other. Is a lot of things are going to change in the next few years. What I'm just hoping is that everything is constructive, protecting the well-being of football. The competition has to be the priority, and the passion has to be the priority, and after the rest will take care of himself. And I think if it's done all the time with the right reasons and unifying interest, I think very important achievements can be done. But it will depend. I think now everything is damaged, and and everybody has to be working, and we have the responsibility sitting here and you guys there to again rebuild that trust, and put football back in the right place so we can move forward, because the world it's looking at us, and we have a lot to say.
You do, and the fans will have a lot to say, and they may well protest ahead of the game with Everton. The Cronkies have never been the most popular people with the Arsenal fans. How do you think that they can rebuild their trust with the Arsenal fans, or build some trust now going forward with the Arsenal fans?
Well, I can talk with my experience since I was a player, a captain, and now a manager. And we have always had great communication and full support from the ownership. That goes down to every member of the football club, and I think the most
let's talk about that, shall we? We've always had full support and great communication with the ownership. No, basically no. Not going to have that. Not having that at all. It's been a real struggle. However, today, I believe, Josh Kroenke will be... Where is he? Yeah, he will be attending the Fans Forum, which has been rescheduled to 4:30 today. But Arsenal confirming that Josh Kroenke will be attending the Fans Forum. So what's going to happen today, I promise you, is that there's going to be a hell of PR spin. People are going to be throwing the odd bone or two and left confused as to what is actually going on. Obviously, these people are going to try and protect their business interests by telling you what you need to hear. What you need to hear from me is that whatever they say is fucking irrelevant. Let's not play the game. Let's go for a walk. Friday, 6 p.m. Guilty. I mean, not exactly a hero, but did well to speak out against it, to be honest. Even though they were involved and did sign up and are apparently still locked into a contract, so I'm sure trying again will be on the cards for them too. I mean, that was pretty laughable, wasn't it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new, and drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. Who's going to be taking a walk tomorrow evening? Is it too late to apologise? And what can fans do? Let's go through the comments. Made in Brooklyn 1975 says, Arteta would have been better off to direct all Super League questions to Vinay and say no comment to every question. He's in a no-win situation now. How is he supposed to know what will happen in the future when he's not even involved in the decision-making? Questionable. Nadine says, I'll be taking an evening walk tomorrow too. Sherlock Holmes says, Hugh, it makes sense now why Arsenal were keen to pay players off mid-contract while all clubs are losing millions during this pandemic. Is it coincidental as well that Tottenham were so fast to sack Jose Mourinho, even though they will have to pay him in full the £15 million a year remaining on his 2-year deal? Is that because they were assuming that the money that they were going to get from the European Super League was in the bank already? Ronnie123467 says, in India you pay approximately £12 a year for Premier League, Formula One and other sports on Disney. I mean, that is a fantastic deal. We're paying more than £12 a game here, really. Usopp's Rubber Band says Arteta is a rookie manager. If he outs the owners, then he won't get another job. His career could be ended before it all began. Pep and Klopp can do this because they have the pedigree to do so. It's Thursday at 2 p.m. I hope you're enjoying your newfound freedoms as lockdown restrictions are eased slightly. We are allowed to go for a walk. Exercising is key, once a day minimum. I hope to see some of you there tomorrow. I'm going to love you and leave you for now. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Are you Kroenke out? Glazers out? Yeah? Are you desperate for, I guess, the testing system that these guys, these owners have to go through to be vastly improved for the safety of the game? Are you desperate for the power to be put back in the hands of fans as it is elsewhere in Europe? What can the likes of Boris Johnson do? What can you do as a fan? Have the conversation in the chat below. And as I say, please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, and drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. But for now, my name's been Who Is He, and this has been a lot of fun. Peace.